wages. And then point four is about small businesses. Where do jobs come from? Government doesn't magically create them, but it's also not Wall Street that creates them. 65% of new jobs in this country come from small businesses and startups. My dad ran a welding shop, 5 employees in a bad year, 10 in a good year. Hillary's dad ran a drapery business in both Scranton and Chicago. Very few employees. This is really the heart of the American employment sector. They're not going to be the ones running ads, on the evening news necessarily, but that's where people get employed. And Hillary and I say, let's focus on the part of business that is most likely to grow jobs. Let's make it easier to start a business, finance a business, figure out how to pay taxes without a phalanx of attorneys and accountants, figure out how to be able to afford health insurance for your employees. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to focus our energies on the small businesses, just like our dad's small businesses that you have by the hundreds here in the Lehigh Valley. And that's going to be important. So those are the 4 plans. Here's what it says. Independent analysts who have looked at the Hillary economic plan says, do these things, and in 4 years you will have added 10.5 million jobs to the economy. Donald Trump has a plan too. His plan is largely cut taxes for those at the very top, and then hope that those tax cuts will translate into something. But the problem was that's exactly what we did in 2002, and it put the economy into that recession that President Obama had to come in with the toolkit and rescue. Why would we go back and do it again? I mean, if you look at Donald Trump's plan, it's like, hold on a second, we just did that. Well, you're not paying attention. It didn't work. Why would you propose to do it again? It is a plan that would be very good for Donald Trump and people like Donald Trump. But it's a plan that won't work. The same analyst who said the Hillary plan grows our economy by 10.5 million says the Donald Trump plan shrinks our economy by 3.5 million jobs and puts us in a recession. The difference between Hillary and Donald Trump on the economy is 14 million jobs. In Pennsylvania, if you break it out by state, it's over 500,000 jobs just in Pennsylvania. I call that the difference between a you're hired president in Hillary Clinton and a you're fired president in Donald Trump. Let's pick the you're hired president. Second, I want to talk about college. You shouldn't have to mortgage your future to have a future. And the costs of college are tough. They really are. And what was happening, and a lot of this deals with state support to colleges and state budgetary challenges and stuff like this, but what was happening was I came through college at a lucky time, because when I was coming through 76 to 83, college and law school, wages were going up like this, and college was going up like that too. But beginning in the late 80s, wages started to do this, and college started to do that. And so now 7 out of 10 Pennsylvania students graduate with debt. The average amount of debt is $33,000. That debt can be difficult. It can affect the job that you choose, affect when you buy your first house many years down the road, affect whether you can buy a car, and then those things affect the rest of the economy. And so Hillary and I have a plan that's basically 3 things. First, we want to make college debt-free in this country. Other nations do it, and we ought to do it too. Debt-free. It's not going to be free. We'll still have skin in the game, but we ought to be able to make it debt-free. Second, if your family makes less than $125,000 a year, it ought to be tuition-free at an in-state tuition level. Again, other nations do this because they recognize that education isn't just for one person and another person and another. It's good for the individual, but where it's really good is for the entire economy as people get more skills. So that's point 2. And then point 3, the first 2 points don't help you if you're out and you got a lot of loans on your shoulder. The first 2 points are just for the students who will come in after we can get a pass. So we have to make it easier to refinance student loan debt that students are currently carrying. I'll tell you something interesting about this. This will shock you. In our country, according to our laws right now, it is easier to refinance a loan on a corporate jet or yacht or vacation home. You can get those loans refinanced much easier than refinancing a student loan because of barriers and regs and limitations that were put in to block refinancing of student loans. We got to change that. It shouldn't be harder to refinance a student loan than it is to refinance a yacht. Got to be kidding me. And if we're elected, that's what we'll do. Now, Donald Trump on education is a little bit different on college. The only thing we really know about Donald Trump in college is Trump you. That's all we know. He doesn't really have much of a plan. Donald Trump looked at education, though, in his way he looks at things, and he didn't see it as the thing that would help you and you and you and the whole society. He saw it as, I think I can make some money. So I'm going to set up this university, not accredited. I'll do some slick marketing to thousands of people. I'll hire some instructors, but they really are more marketers to go out and try to get people to give him a lot of money. And the instructions to the instructors about how to get money out of people's pockets are pretty gross. That's why there's these fraud suits going around the country against Trump University. Tell the student that they can max out their credit card. Don't worry, they can pay it off later. Go after veterans. They have a GI Bill benefit. You can get the GI Bill benefit from a veteran. And even, the widow of a veteran, now that person also has some benefits. Maybe you can get those. This is some of the allegations that are made. I want a president who understands that education is fundamentally about lifting society rather than an opportunity to put more money in his pocket. And that's why Hillary Clinton has got a better plan to deal with that.